Pastor Mike here from Harvest Christian Fellowship. I pray everyone is having a blessed day. So I've been kind of driving around and thinking and praying and having quite a discussion this week. And I want to talk to the members of Harvest, and not only just to the members of Harvest, but to all Christians throughout the world. All Christians. If you're a Christian, no matter what state you're in, no matter what country you're in, wherever you are, obviously this is going to really pertain only for those who are in the United States of America, because this is about voting who and why. I want to make one thing very, very clear. As everyone understands, they know my stance on why Christians should not vote for Democrats. Okay, the Democrat Party supports abortion. The Democrat Party supports same-sex marriage. Now, I was having a discussion with my wife, and part of the discussion was there's a lot of Christians who have problems with the Republican Party is very strong on immigration. I don't agree with a lot of the Republican Party stands, even President Trump's stance on immigration. For example, I believe that building a wall is important. I believe that we need to build a wall in our nation. The wall, the Israelites, they built a wall around Jerusalem. They had immigration issues in Israel. They the wall and the gates, they had walls. So that's not the issue. And there's no strict commandment on thou shalt build a wall, or it is an abomination not to have a wall. Okay, so my immigration, my stance against my thing against the immigration issue that, deport them all. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. Okay, but that is not a God issue. That is a nation issue. That is a national issue. So I don't know. I don't like that. Deport them all. I think a wall is important. I think security is important. I think that people who are in America already, whether legal or illegal, however it is, should have the opportunity now they're here to become part of society and, some kind of integrate some way, fill out the form without having fear of going back to wherever it is. But they should be able to have a kind of like an amnesty or some kind of immunity where they can file their stuff. But that's my opinion. That is not a God opinion. This is not a Christian opinion. This is my opinion as a Christian American. An American who's a Christian. Okay? So that's my opinion. So whether I'm with it, if I'm with a strong wall or not, if I'm with deportation or not, that's between me and my conscience, and it's not a God thing. But when it comes down to abortion, that is a God thing. God says, thou shalt not murder innocent life. This is a God thing. I don't care what my opinion is on that. It doesn't care what your opinion. As a Christian, your opinion at this time sets apart because the Democrat Party advances and promotes and funds abortion. That is the truth. So you as a Christian and me as a Christian, if you and I, we may have the same opinion about immigration. I don't like the way the immigration issue is happening. I don't like the strong stance against immigration and all that stuff. I believe a wall is important. I believe there should be some kind of immunity, some kind of amnesty, something there that allows people who are here to get it right. Okay, and then seal the wall and to help people come in here legally. I agree with that. So you and I, we probably agree. But one thing is you can disagree, I can agree, and that's no problem. You and I, we can disagree, and we are not at all violating God's law. We are not violating God. If you disagree with me, you're not violating God. And if I disagree with you, I'm not violating God. But when it comes down to abortion, we are in violation. So no matter how you look at immigration, the next step is how does the party look at abortion? Does it promote abortion? Does it fund abortion? Is it for abortion? Does it advance abortion? Now, this here is not an issue. See, I am against abortion, and God is against abortion. So if a party advances abortion, then that party you cannot vote. As a Christian, you cannot vote for something that God has specifically said is a sin, an abomination. And abortion is just that. It is a sin. It is an abomination. Okay? So we can come to that situation right there, or understanding. Okay? So the Democrat Party funds, it promotes and advances abortion. The Republican Party doesn't advance or fund, or majority of Republicans, not maybe individual, but majority of Republican parties against abortion, unless there's like for incest or rape or something like that, and they decipher. But when it comes down to majority, Republicans do not support abortion. Okay, that's known. All right. Even during the debate, the Democrat debate between President Biden and President Trump, he made it specific, like, hey, the Republicans, they're going to take away abortion, that type of thing. All right. The next thing is LGBT, okay? The gay and lesbian same-sex marriage. Does the Republican Party advance and promote that? Well, let's go back to one. What does God say about that? Can you and I agree to disagree? No. If we are on God's side, you cannot disagree. You cannot disagree with me on LGBT. You and I cannot disagree on that. As a Christian, I am against LGBT because God said homosexuality, transgenderism is a sin. It is an abomination. However you look at it, same-sex marriage is an abomination. So you as a Christian, if you're a Christian, you cannot vote for a party that supports LGBT. You cannot. LGBTQ now, whatever. You cannot as a Christian. So we look at the parties now. Does the Republican Party support LGBTQ? The answer is no. A majority of the Republican Party does not support LGBTQ. Okay, it is against it. It's against transgenderism. They believe they should have certain rights, but they should not be promoted in schools. A majority of the Republican Party is against LGBT. Okay, so the Democrat Party advances LGBT. They believe. I mean, look at the newest promotion by the Vice President Kamala Harris. She's on RuPaul show saying that, hey, we need this for rights and all this stuff. Okay, this is so. So let's take a look at the three things. One, immigration. You and I, we can disagree. Okay, or we can agree. I agree with the Democrat Party that immigration should not be that staunch and that strict, and we should go and deport them all. I'm in disagreement with the Republican Party on that. But that's an opinion that you and I, we can disagree on. Let's look at stand number two, abortion. Abortion is against God. I cannot disagree with God. If I disagree with abortion and support a party that supports abortion, then I'm fighting God. And I'm not fighting man, I'm fighting God. Same-sex marriage, LGBTQ. If I am voting for a party that supports LGBTQ, then I'm not fighting with man, I'm fighting with God. You cannot disagree with me on LGBTQ, and you cannot disagree with me on, on same-sex marriage, but you can agree or disagree with me on immigration and still be okay. So the party that holds the greatest stance on the Christian value is the Republican Party. Voting for a Democrat just because you disagree with the immigration, okay? So you got to ask yourself, I disagree with immigration, but I disagree with abortion and same-sex marriage, okay? So are you going to put your stance over God? Are you going to say, well, I think immigration is more important to me, so I'm going to vote for a Democrat because I believe immigration and social welfare is more important to me than what God says? You can't do that. If you're a Christian, if you call yourself a Christian, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever you are, because I know, I'm not stupid, I know that a lot of black Christians, African American Christians, don't say black American Christians and Mexican Christians and Hispanic Christians who call themselves Christians vote for the Democrat Party because the Democrat Party advances social welfare, advances immigration, okay, but it also advances same-sex marriage, transgenderism, and abortion. Okay, it advances. So people are like, well, I like the Democrats' party on social welfare. I like the Democrats' party on immigration. I don't like it on these two, but I'm still going to vote Democrat because my opinion is greater than God's opinion. That's exactly what happens when a Christian decides to vote for a Democrat. They're saying that my opinion on immigration and social welfare are way more important than God's opinion on LGBT and same-sex marriage and abortion. That's what you're saying. Okay, look, I believe in social welfare in some sense. I believe in immigration in some sense, but I don't agree with these. So I cannot vote. Is it my opinion or God's opinion? Is it my opinion or is it God's opinion or your opinion? Huh? If you're watching and you've been voting Democrat, who's more important? Your opinion or God's opinion? You cannot be a Christian and vote for a Democrat that advances things that are contrary to God. And anyone who does, I challenge you. I challenge you to call me. I challenge you to speak to me. Proclaim yourself a Christian, especially these pastors who are out there. Majority I'm seeing is black pastors and Mexican pastors who are lifting up social welfare and same-sex marriage or social welfare, okay, and immigration over what God has specifically said, thou shalt not. This is an abomination. Figure it out, folks. Many men of God and women of God have made this stance. You choose this day whom you shall serve. When you guys voted for Obama, when Obama was president, you guys had the advancement. The White House was colored in rainbow colors. Ridiculous. Because many Christians voted, you choose this day whom you will serve. Is it going to be God or is it going to be you? Figure it out. I pray to God that you will open your eyes and start standing on the things that God stands for.